It's Monday and yet again, the lack of insulation on the windows. It's very wet. But we are heading out soon to go to breakfast before we head over to the airport. But one last look here at the great view of the squirrels. One last time past this bar we never went into. But I mean, it was not super rowdy. Probably rowdy in the summer. But making our way out to the dime store for breakfast. Checking out the mural again. They made a lot of progress actually. But continuing our walk. Not yet open, I guess. This is a very confusing intersection because there's like 6 different streets, but they all don't go to each other. Very weird. Okay, there's not too many people in here, so we're good. It's also like 8:30. No, like 8:22. We needed this coffee really bad. Okay, my sister got the daily special or the seasonal special, which is an apple butter waffle. And it has like a pecan crispy, walnut crispy, whatever. And then I got the duck bop hash. So this is comfy duck, and it also has an over easy egg. I forgot to say no kimchi. It came with blueberry jam, but I'm allergic to blueberries, and an English muffin, and yeah, it looks great. Okay, so this building is really cool, actually. Check it out. This hotel just opened on August 22nd, so that's why it's so freaking brand new. Everything is spick span, except for maybe the bathroom in the hotel room needs a little bit of tinkering. We are headed to the bus. The Uber was actually only $30, so I almost fished for it, but we'll see how busy the bus is. The bus stop is right outside this Chase Bank. It does not appear to be open, but this is the bus schedule. Oh, sorry. Bus schedule. $2, and you get like transfers for 4 hours. Okay, so it turns out that this is an old map, and also you might see it on some of your tickets and stuff, because I did definitely on my lounge pass thing. But McNamara is one, and then North Terminal is Evans Terminal, because sometimes it's listed as South and North, but now that you know that, that map makes more sense fully. But yeah, the bus should be coming in about 10 minutes. And the app, there's an app here that you can track, and it'll show you the real location of the bus. We made pretty good time, like 45 minutes on the bus. Not bad. Well, Sky Priority thing was too confusing. I have the digital ID through Delta, so I'm just gonna do that because I can't find where the Sky Priority lane is. That was so slick. So highly recommend if you already have TSA PreCheck or Global Entry to sign up for the Delta ID thing, because they don't even need to check your ID because you have it already in the bio data from your TSA PreCheck or Global Entry. The line for bag check was so long, and it was self-assist, and apparently I could have done Sky Priority, but it looked like everybody was going to Disney with kids. There was like tons of kids, tons of suitcases, but now I'm following this grandma and this little girl, and they were ones of the ones that were in the line with us, and then the grandma looked at her phone and she's like, oh my god, we're boarding right now, we have to run. But now they're stopping at McDonald's, so I don't know what's going on. Whatever this Coke thing is, 24/7. I'm gonna step in the market because I was seeing if they have the same potato chips, but they have these like Michigan-shaped gummies. And these expensive signature dark Simply White Midnight Coconut Brownie Batter, Luna Butter Cookie Dough, some fancy pretzels, $11, dang. Dill pickle, garlic parm. These are all from Michigan. Oh, here are some other ones that I didn't see before. Great Lakes Potato Chip Co. Made in Michigan, skin on. The tram's speeding. It's actually kind of neat. Read it, return, buy a book, read it, return it, 50% refund. Wonder what they do with it. I wonder if they sell the reused ones here. Curious. For lunch today, I have my leftover pizza, but I also have my leftover brunch for dinner tonight. But luckily, they both fit in that leftover pizza box.
City, where the time is 3:40 p.m. Please stay seated with your seatbelt fastened and carry items stowed until the captain has turned off the seatbelt sign. Be careful when opening overhead bins to avoid injury from items that may have shifted during flight.
Okay, I decided to cheap out on taking the bus because it's $60 to go home. So I'm going to do this, trying to decide between the M60 and the Q70. Okay, so I'm obviously back home. So I got back in like less than an hour actually, which was pretty good because I made the decision to take the Q70 because it was rush hour. And I was like, I don't want to be on the M60, which is like, it goes across the top of Manhattan at 120, well, not the top, but 125th Street. So I didn't want to get stuck in traffic because that would have been very stressful. Because yeah, anyway, after traveling, I don't want to get stuck in traffic, especially because it's on the bus and you don't know if you're going to get a seat and stuff like that. So I took the Q70. And the Q70 is like actually like free because it just is like kind of like a shuttle, I guess, between the different terminals and then also like 2 subway stations. So I got out at the Roosevelt Ave one, and then I took the E into Manhattan because I was like, likely chance of it being messed up on rush hour. The train is likely not to be as messed up as like traffic would be. So anyway, I decided that and I got home pretty quickly. And then I talked to my parents and stuff. So it's about 6:15. I was gonna work out, but honestly I've already walked like 14,000 steps. You walk a lot more in the airport than you think you do, or at least I do. So anyway, that's the plan, is to eat dinner. I was gonna have the duck confit hash that I had for brunch. I already threw it in the fridge, but I don't think I want that heavy of a food, so I'll probably just make some toast and go to bed, honestly, because I'm kind of sleepy. So quick review, that hotel was fine. It's just kind of like super loud. We don't know why. My sister didn't really notice it as much as me, but like for some reason the fans are like, they run and they have like a hyperdrive mode, and she didn't really notice it when she was sleeping, but I noticed it when I was sleeping. And like, I don't think I sleep as deeply as she does, so for me it kind of just woke me up at like random hours. And then the other thing is the freaking shower door. So I'm gonna give feedback to Hilton, just because, not like make it better, like I deserve better, but it's more like, this is a brand new hotel. It just opened on August 22nd, so it's only been open a couple of months now, so I think it's like constructive feedback. Basically the bathroom was some of the worst designed bathroom layout. So I think I told you, maybe I didn't. So basically I took a shower for the past, well, I took a shower every night, but for the past 2 days, and the lights in the bathroom turned off on me when I was in there. And it wasn't even like, there's this one switch that I think is a dimmer timer, but I didn't even use that one. I used the other one that was for the vanity, and that thing turned off. All of the lights turned off on me. I don't understand how it worked or what happened or anything. I didn't even take a long shower. It just turned off on me, which was kind of annoying. Luckily there was like under vanity lighting, so I could still see what was going on, because that would have been dangerous. Otherwise I had to ask my sister to help me out. But it's also like, I don't want to ask my sister to help me out by turning on the light in the shower, you know. But yeah, so that was not great. The shower door was also not great, because it was like a sliding shower door. It made so much noise, and on top of that the shower didn't drain fast enough, so water level came up too high and then it leaked out the side of the shower. So that's gonna just be like a building upkeep issue, because it's gonna just create mold and like a lot of issues like that. The other issue was the paper towel, no, not paper towel, toilet paper holder. That one was a bad one because I was like telling my dad, I was like, even if you were in there, if you were like on the toilet and needed to rip off a piece of toilet paper, it would come flying off, because there's like no way to get good leverage on like, you know, the angle. And I was like, everybody needs to use toilet paper. So anyway, that was not great. So housekeeping I think just needs a little bit of time to get training and stuff, because they just like didn't really do much. They made the bed, which was great, but like my sister had made a coffee, and then they didn't take away the cup the whole time, so we couldn't make additional coffee after the first day because they didn't refill the paper cups. I'm sure we could have called and asked, but I mean, it was just kind of like, it would have been nice. But yeah, so that was there. Oh, and then the windows were a little bit rough. So it was only like in the 50s this week, but it was still like, you know, in the 50s, so it was pretty breezy, and we could still feel a little bit of the breeze because it was a single pane window, which is very strange for our Midwestern opinion to have single pane windows, because in the winter I can imagine that that's going to be super cold, especially because you could already see there was getting so much condensation on the inside of the glass because it was single pane. So I can only imagine in the winter it's not going to be a great feeling, unless they come in and they put an extra pane on, or they do like that thing with the hair hairdryer and the plastic sheet. Maybe they'll do that. We'll see. But in terms of everything else, Detroit was like super fun actually. And again, I think it was like a difference between like if we would have gone there 5 years ago, I think it would have been a totally different ball game. But you can tell that like, again, the city is rebuilding and stuff, and they're kind of reshifting focus. So it definitely seems like the Ford company is putting a lot of money into revitalizing, which totally makes sense in terms of like they kind of got them to where they were, you know, like by moving stuff offshore and stuff. I don't know anything about cars or the manufacturing business, but they are revitalizing. They're putting a lot of money into the particular neighborhood we were staying in. So that's the Corktown neighborhood, which is the oldest neighborhood in Detroit. But it seems like they're really revitalizing it, but they're still keeping some of the character of the neighborhood. Because a lot of times when they like gentrify and revitalize, those are like synonymous in my head, the neighborhoods, they lose a lot of the character, and it just kind of, my sister says, at least it's not like this boring minimalism and like corporate sadness. And I was like, that's kind of true. Some of the cafes were really super cute, and like a lot of the like little restaurants all had their own vibes and stuff. So anyway, that was great. The food was like all very good. The only restaurant that we thought was only medium was the brunch from yesterday, Central Kitchen and Bar. That one we thought was just okay. But the only reason it was just okay was because all of the rest of the food we ate was so good. Because like if you had put that restaurant in like our hometown, for example, we'd be like, oh my gosh, that's like the best restaurant. But just because all the rest of the food we had was so good, that one was just kind of like, it was fine. The other one was like the macaroni and cheese truck, but I think that was just because we didn't get macaroni and cheese, because we had asked again, mac and cheese, do we get it over the noodles or do we get it over the fries? And the worker said fries, and the fries were just underdone. So that was kind of on us. But yeah, the rest of the food was so good. The brunch from this morning, the Dime store, 10,000 times would recommend going there, because my duck confit hash was so good. I've never seen it on the menu before. The duck was so tender and so flavorful, and I was a little bit iffy about it because it was like Korean inspired or whatever, but it tasted so good. And my sister said the apple butter waffle was super duper good. So we have very different tastes, if you can't tell. So she loves baked goods, she loves like baking, she loves cookies, cakes, sweets. So the fact that we could both find super good items on that menu was 2 thumbs up from us. Actually 4 thumbs up. To both of us will give 2 thumbs. Because yeah, the food was delicious. Service was really good and attentive. My coffee mug never went empty until I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna cut myself off, you know? And the coffee was also really good. Oh yeah, and that coffee shop we stumbled into, because it was right next door to the Guardian building. Or no, where was it? Anyway, we stumbled into it yesterday, after brunch. So that coffee shop was very interesting. So they had this like Java bot thing where it like sucks up the beans and it like brings them over to the roaster part. But then every time that somebody requests a brewed coffee like what I got, because I was kind of like, dang, $3.75 for a coffee was a little expensive for like just brewed coffee. But no, it like sucks up the amount of beans it needs for 1 cup, and it grinds it, and then it makes the brewed coffee all from that robot. That's crazy to me. I don't know. Maybe it's a gimmick, who knows? But the coffee was super good, and I was like, okay, I don't feel like cheated now that it was $3.75, because I was like, dang, corporate, you know. But it also is like kind of, I think it's a local thing, because it's owned by the actor Hill Harper. So I don't know names. If I would have seen his picture alongside those t-shirts, I probably would have been like, oh, that's that guy from that show. But then I'd not be able to name the name of the character, the guy himself, or the show. So he was on CSI, some CSI, NCIS, one of those two. But apparently he's running for Senate. So like originally when we went in, since I have no name recognition, I'm also like not voting in the Michigan primaries or elections at all. So I had no name recognition. So I thought it said Hillhopper, so I thought it was like funny, like, you know, I thought it was like a blend of coffee or something, because you know how like breweries have their t-shirts for their specific like award-winning brews. Anyway, it's not like that was the guy's name. So after a while, I was like, why do they have so much campaign material in here? That's so weird. I was like, I asked my sister, I was like, does that strike you as like slightly inappropriate? Like, I was like, also like, maybe we should have checked to see if we align ourselves with this person that they're really obviously supporting. Like, what happens if they're like on the opposite side of like every social issue? So we looked it up, we figured it all out. So Anyway, now my sister knows one of the candidates that she may need to think about in her elections because she is voting in Michigan. So that coffee shop was really good as well. And yeah, the walking tour was good. We stumbled upon that as well yesterday. So that was by accident. We were just in the Guardian. We were just going to hang out and look at the lobby, take photos of the Art Deco decor and stuff. And then the tour guide was like, hey, are you here for my tour? And I said, I don't think so. She's like, oh, well, it's free. Actually, she said, are you here with some other guy? And we were like, no. So yeah, she was like, oh, it's free. Just come on in. Like, it's at like 1:30, and we were like, oh, cool. It's like 1:23. We'll just kill time in the lobby, or 12:30, whatever time it was. We only had 7 minutes to kill, so we did that, and it was free. And we got to see parts that the public doesn't typically get to see. So we were able to go into the boardroom, the 32nd floor, and then also into the bank vaults. So that was a very large bank. They built it with a blank check in like 1928, I believe. Fact check me. I can't remember. I have like the memory of like a little small bean. But yeah, so anyway, they actually finished building it in 7 months. So they finished it before the Depression hit. And that bank was actually open for most of the Depression before the feds got them. And my sister and I thought it was funny because the tour guide was like, yeah, I'm not good with banking terms. So she was like looking it up. She's like, they found them to be insolvent. We're like, oh, okay. I thought it was gonna be something like really crazy, you know, like some sort of like finance term. But anyway, so that was good. They have it a couple of times per day, at least on Sunday. I don't know if that's on Saturday as well. But they also run a bunch of other tours, walking tours of the city. It's women owned and stuff. So if I remember, I'll try to link you below if you want to see it. It's not an affiliate. It's just there for your information. Tours start, I think, at $39, she said. And then on top of that, they also have the gift store in the Guardian building, and that is run by that same company. And they have a lot of local artisans in there and local sort of not figures, items that you can purchase, and it will support local small businesses and stuff like that. Anyway, so that is my thoughts. So I'm maybe going to close it out today. I don't think I have that much interesting stuff going on, if I'm being completely honest, because it is now 6:24 and I'm going to eat and basically go to bed. So that is about all you're going to hear from me today. So I'm going to close out the vlog. This was the end of my Detroit travel vlog. Hopefully it was somewhat interesting. I think I got up to a lot of very interesting things for me. I don't know how well I captured it on film, just because I was really like living in the moment, you know? But we found a lot of fun local stuff to do. And again, everybody was so nice that we met. And then also like everybody, like all of the patrons of the restaurants were also quite nice, and everything was just so good. So anyway, talk to you later. I'm already planning my next trip, obviously, to Detroit. So see you tomorrow. It'll be another work week in my life starting tomorrow on Tuesday. So it'll be a little bit condensed. So see you then. Bye.